Hello shooters, I'd like to go over a few things today and introduce a product that I had a small hand in development in. Back when I went to Marine Corps boot camp, I was taught to shoot the M16A2 rifle somewhat like this. Typical target stance, elbow sticking out there to create a nice pocket. This is just a support hand. It doesn't do anything other than support the rifle. I'm standing perpendicular to the target. That's how it was back in the day. Then we evolve a few years later. We have foregrips. Some people are gripping the magazine well. Nowadays, it's been proven that we shoot better and faster and more accurately, especially close, with our arm extended, elbow down. Problem is with the AK, when we're doing that, grabbing out here in the front, after you rip off more than a few rounds, you're going to get your hand burnt. The barrel gets very hot, the gas tube gets very hot. Contacted a number of manufacturers over the past few years trying to get them to see the wisdom in creating a longer front handguard. Contacted Troy at Midwest Industries, and this is what he came up with. I like it. Let's talk about a couple of the features that it has. It's slick. It's a slick rail. As you notice, there's no cheese grater on here. My hand can slide up there as I need, depending upon the shot, depending upon the time and accuracy that I have and that I need, and depending upon the position that my body's in. So what does it replace? Here is the Midwest Industries part itself. This is what you get in the box. I have it assembled here. It comes with a couple little pieces of M1913 Picatinny rail that you can put literally almost anywhere you want on here. Two short pieces and a longer section. If you want to put a light or a laser, some people like to do the foregrip. So you have those options. It replaces the stock lower handguard and sort of the stock upper handguard. You need to take the wood or plastic off the upper handguard if you're going to use the rail here, the way it was designed to be used. But I have a Sega, so they come with a metal cover. I just tore the metal cover off of it, and this will make it lighter because I don't have that little piece of metal there. Not much, but every little bit helps. Also, if you have an AK other than a Sega, you'll have the front handguard retainer. You'll have to either grind off the sling swivel there, or I would just take the whole thing off. You're not going to need it anymore. And it also replaces the cleaning rod. I've never used the cleaning rod. I have it there just because. Now I don't have it there. So what's the weight difference? Take the cleaning rod and this front handguard retainer and the lower handguard and the gas tube with the cover. It weighs to the ounce, according to my wife's kitchen scale. This setup right here. 13 ounces, 13 ounces. So I like that. There's not a weight gain because we don't want to make the rifle heavier, but the utility that we gain is the fact that we can put our hand out there farther, and it gives me a platform for an optic. I have been running an Ultimac on my AKs because there hasn't been a viable alternative for a lower handguard. I don't like the Ultimac lower handguard because it's covered with cheese. It's a cheese grater, and it adds a lot of weight that doesn't need to be added. So kudos to Troy at Midwest Industries. I'm happy with this. I'm going to test fire it tomorrow to see how warm this gets, but I guarantee one thing, it's going to be a lot cooler than just grabbing onto the barrel. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and I'll let you know how it runs on the range. Okay, we're here at the range. I'm going to test fire this. First thing I'm going to do, without this long fore end, all I was stuck with was holding on to the barrel, which didn't work very long, and I'll show you how many rounds that will last, which won't be very many. Then I'll be able to bring my hand back here because it'll be a lot cooler. Going hot.
Where's the 308? You said someone was shooting 308.
Okay, I can feel it getting warm. Now it's getting pretty warm. That's 15. And it's too hot to hold without gloves. No heat issues whatsoever. Still nice and real cool. I like it. Okay, we're back from the range. I wanted to give my final thoughts here. You can tell that I installed that second one that I had just for weight purposes. I installed that on my AK-74. And this is the one you saw installed previously on my 36 7.62 with 39. Had a number of people shoot both platforms yesterday. Very positive comments by everybody that shot them. They commented on how well they liked the shape of the handguard, how it's thin, and also how it's rounded. It's not square or blocky, and they liked that there was no rails, that I could add the rails where I wanted to. And you saw from the heat test that grabbing out here prior to getting this rail got hot within 10-15 rounds. Then we put a number of mags through these yesterday, and this part remained cool to the touch. Now this part here, you can see these three screws here. This is how it mounts to the barrel, and this immediate part here became warm because there's some aluminum blocks right under here that actually clamp onto the barrel. This area did become warm to the touch. It never became hot. Shot 4 mags through the 7.62 with 39 and shot 8 mags through the 5.45 by 39. And at neither time did this area become hot, but it did become noticeably warm. But up here, where the bulk of my shooting is done, these things remain cool to the touch. So a mission accomplished there. What I would like to see in the future, whether this is Troy at Midwest Industries or somebody else, I would like to see this same style of execution, slick, somewhat rounded, the ability to mount rails where I want, but I'd like to see the similar application up here on the top, because what I would like to really get away from is the front sight out here on the barrel. I'd like to put a front sight here near the top of the gas block. And then through some means, I know there's the TWS rail, and I hope there's some others coming out that will allow the integration of a rear sight in the back here. That will allow the front and the rear sight to go planar. I can get rid of that front sight there, just have the plain barrel. Reason for that is I like to have my light at 12 o'clock, or mounted near 12 o'clock, so I can activate it with either hand. I don't like a light at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock, because then when I'm on the other shoulder it's very awkward to operate the light. I like the light at 12 o'clock. So I'd like to get rid of that front sight so I can mount the light right here and won't be obstructed by the front sight. But kudos to Troy at Midwest Industries. Did a great job executing what it is that I was looking for, which is a way to place my hand out here without it getting burned. Now, one thing I did notice with my Sega 762x39, you'll notice that it doesn't have any holes right there. And my Sega 5.45x39 does have these little holes that are part of the carryover from like the AKM series. On the 5.45x39, my fingers got black from all the gas coming out of the holes. The gas wasn't hot. It never burned my fingers. Or I never thought, ow, what's that, or whatever. I just noticed that my fingers were black after just a few rounds, and I figured out it was from the gas coming from those holes. Now on my 762x39, it doesn't have those holes, so I didn't get any black from the gas. But I just wanted to, no big deal. I just wanted to let everybody know that. Also, a couple people commented on the I think this is gas line hose that I've pounded onto my charging handles. It gives a little bit stickier surface. That metal can get kind of slippery, or it can even have some sharp edges. This gets rid of both. A little bit larger surface area, a little bit grippier surface area. Makes it easier to manipulate the bolt carrier group there without slipping off. Anyhow, thanks for watching. If you're looking for a way to shoot with your hand forward, definitely give Midwest Industries a try. They make top-notch stuff at decent prices. Alright, stay safe, good shooting.